just the kind of the fun sections. Inbox here in this planner system is my GTD master list, and you can add it there, and now you have this different looking layout, and you can customize it to whatever you want. And again, lasso the first 3, and of course copy, and then you go to your quarterly, and this is stacked in a way that if you just paste, everything will all be lined up perfectly.
Okay guys, I am so excited to finally share this planner with you. It is the Docket planner, and it's an undated digital planner that you can use with any note-taking app that uses PDF as its file. So let's get right into it. I wanted to keep this really clean, really minimal, kind of similar to my other planner styles, but this one has so much more in this planner, and I can't wait to show you all of the layouts. So this is just the title page and the cover page, and I just made it really simple again. I didn't do anything fancy because, you know, I thought that you guys could decorate it on your own if you wanted to, and otherwise just keep it really minimal. You'll see throughout the planner that there are these icons at the bottom as well as the tabs on the side, and I will just show you that up close. Here on the side, these are all linked to each of the individual months for your planning, as well as the overview and inbox pages. I wanted to link those because those are 2 common pages that you will want to jump to very easily from any planner page. And then of course at the bottom here, there's some more icons that link you to the other sections of this planner, and I'm going to walk you through all of those sections right now. So when you start and go into this planner, make sure you are on read mode. I'm using the GoodNotes app for those of you guys who are wondering, depending on what app you use. The navigations on the app might be a little bit different, of course, but in GoodNotes, you need to be on the read mode in order to use the hyperlinks. So I'm just going to show you that when you click on these hyperlinks, it jumps to whatever tab you're going to. So here it was the overview. I can easily jump to my inbox. My inbox here in this planner system is my GTD master list. Then I have, of course, each of the monthly tabs here. As well, you can easily navigate to any sections using the icons at the very bottom of this planner. And you'll see here that there's actually 8 sections that you can include of your very own, and they will also be hyperlinked if you need it. Then there's also the template page, which gives you a bunch of different templates that you can use for all of your planning. Grid, lined, dotted, blank, tasks. This is Cornell style, and then a 2-column page as well. So if we go back here, I'm just going to share with you what's hyperlinked and what's not in this planner. You'll see that most of the titles throughout this planner are pretty much hyperlinked as a general rule. But if I just zoom you in here, each of these sections here within the overview page is all hyperlinked so that you can easily jump to any page in your schedule, any page in productivity, self-improvement, lifestyle, finances, and of course each of your sections. So let me just show you if I wanted to jump to my schedule yearly, there I go. And I can always go back by again going down to the bottom of the page, and if I want to go back to my schedule's title page as an example, I could click and this would be that schedule page. This is the cover page. Each of the cover page are also hyperlinked. So from my overview again, if I were to go to my let's go back, sorry. If I was to go to my schedule, it takes me to my cover page. If I wanted to go to productivity, it takes to my cover page. From the cover page, again, I can jump to each of the pages, or I can do it from my overview page. So everything here is linked. The templates are linked all over here, and the sections are linked. If you had a custom section that you wanted to jump to, everything is hyperlinked. So then if I were to go into a cover page, each of these are hyperlinked. So here's, if we start from the beginning, what the yearly page looks like. In the yearly, each of the months are also hyperlinked to its individual month. I just wanted to show you all of the layouts again. A lot of the titles in each of the pages are hyperlinked. Where you think it would make sense, they are hyperlinked. So the quarterlies, here's the future log. and then we get into a monthly page. So from the monthly page, you'll see over in the right corner, there's a few items, and these obviously look like buttons that are hyperlinked, and they are. So from each monthly page, you can jump to your goals, your finances, so that month's finances, or your habit tracking for that month. Then on the side, you'll see these little week titles, and these are also hyperlinked to the week that you need to go to. So let me just show you. If I hit goals, it'll take me to my goals page, and then I can go back. If I want to go to finances, it takes me to my finance tab. If I wanted to do my tracking, it would take me to my tracker tab. Then of course the weeks are linked to the week. And within the weeks, you can also jump to the individual days by hitting the day, corresponding day there. And in the corner, you'll also have a next week tab as well as a last week tab if you want to jump between week to week. So that's pretty much consistent for all of the monthly pages. They all look like that. All the weekly pages look like that, and all the daily pages would look like that as well. So for example, if I go to March and I go to week 2, here would be week 2. It's hard to tell right now because you haven't dated it, but once you date it, you'll see that this is specific to week 2 of March. And then if you jump to Thursday, it would take you to the Thursday daily page. And then of course in the corner, this week and next week, consistent with what I just talked about. So that's all the scheduled pages. If we go back to the overview and we go into productivity, you'll see the various productivity pages. So within here, if I go to my first one, it's my GTD master list, or my inbox, of course. And if you don't know how to use this particular setup, it's actually quite easy. Here, these are the GTD different sections. And if you don't know about GTD, you can look at the video here. I'll link it up here about how to implement GTD in the overview of the system. But this is a simplified version of it where you can kind of just check off what this belongs to, what that item or that task belongs to. And in this side, you also have an area to write down the next actions categories. Now, if you guys don't know what this means, you can just obviously cover this page with a task list or whatever, or even just cover up the titles, change the title really easily by just writing over it. And that's the beauty of a digital planner, and you can just make it your own inbox if you want it to. And so then if I went back to my productivity, I'm going to use the little icon here down at the bottom. That's the second one, is for productivity. And if you're confused what the icon relates to, you can always go back to the overview page, and it actually shows the icons beside each of the cover pages. So then if I went into project tracker, this will track all of your projects. Then here is a project planner. Here's your routines that you can put in, your passwords. And then the next section is self-improvement. So first section here in self-improvement is your vision board. And so, well, I used it as a vision board. And so it's just an open space for you to kind of map out your ideas. You can use it for mind mapping. You can add pictures. That's what I like to do, just for the vision of your life or your year or whatever. So then if I go back again, then the next one is going to be my goals for the year, and I have a little section for yearly. Then you could break it down to the quarters, and then you could break it down for each individual month within that quarter, and then you have a section at the bottom for your notes. The next one after that is your habit tracking, and I've designed it so that you have 6 months on each page. That way you can track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different habits. And then you have, of course, January, February, March, April, etc. by month. And there's the 2 pages. And then after that is kind of a cleaning layout. So you can check your daily cleaning, track your daily cleaning tasks. You can put in what you need to do weekly on specific days. Here is the monthly items you need to do, then by quarter, and then yearly, and then a couple sections just for notes and whatnot. Then after that, you have a meals layout. So here on the right, you have your shopping list. And then on the left, you have each day of the month. And then it's broken down by breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you can, I split it by like a blank section and then some grid. Thought it might be fun sometimes, you know, just to have two different spots here. Maybe you're writing some more stuff here. Maybe it's just like the one word for what the meal is. So I didn't think you needed the grid. I just thought it looked kind of nice like that. Then after meals is a medical log. Just, you know, you can use this to track for your family what you're taking in terms of either it's medicine or supplements or whatever it is. For me, I take a lot of vitamins, and I find that my mood sometimes changes depending if I've forgotten to take my vitamins. So I thought maybe I would track it here possibly. And then the next page here is a journaling page, a daily journaling page. If you guys follow my page or my Etsy shop, you guys might recognize this as the collab that I did with MomYePlans. And I just love this layout and the things that we added here in terms of affirmations, our mood, you know, what we're grateful for. I'm not very good at journaling, so this has been really helpful for me to, you know, try to get on my journaling and affirmations journey. And so after that is the lifestyle section. And in the lifestyle section, I wanted to be a bit more fun, tracking some more of the fun things instead of everything, you know, productive. And yeah, this is just the kind of the fun section. So I have a read, watch, or listen list, activities list, restaurants, wardrobe, recipes, travel, and contacts. Again, of course, everything here is hyperlinked, so you can easily navigate to whatever page you want. So read, watch, listen, the date, the title, the genre, the notes, and it can be, of course, any of those media forms, and then you just check off if you've watched it, or it could be a tracker to see which ones you have watched or read or whatever. Then the next one is activities. For me, I love activities. I love doing stuff. I can't sit around at home. So I just like to kind of note down what activities I might want to do, or maybe what activities I've done with the family in the year. Then after that is, of course, restaurants. Restaurants you want to try. So it has what's the type of food, the name, the price range, and the location. Then after that is my travel page. So, you know, here you can track your dates, destination, your booking confirmation, booking contact, and some notes. Then I have a wardrobe section, and this layout kind of looks like the vision board layout. I just like this because I think it's very open-ended. You can take pictures and from Pinterest and add it here, you know, as inspiration, or you can take your own pictures, or you can just write out or mind map your wardrobe concepts or whatever. Originally, I used this or wanted to use this for like a capsule wardrobe, so just a few pieces that I could match with everything, and I wanted to put it here as kind of my inspiration. And then after that, I added a recipes page because right now I use Big Oven recipe app, and I just find sometimes the connection is slow, sometimes the page doesn't load. And for me, because, you know, when you have a family and like you kind of go through a list of different recipes, like you have this list of recipes on rotation, at least my family does, just to make things easy at nighttime, especially because that's like such a crazy hectic time after school already. So I just thought, you know, if I imported it into here, it would load a lot faster because I'm not just relying on like the internet to load the pages, and sometimes like the advertisements make it all screwy. Anyways, I added it here. Okay, so I just have prep time, cook time, total time, servings, yield, ingredients, directions, and then notes at the bottom. And you can even just like copy and paste a picture, like screenshot an actual recipe and just import it as a picture onto this page without like rewriting everything if you don't care about what it looks like. And that's what I'll probably do because that's the most efficient way to do it. The next section here is a contacts page. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then after that is my finances section. So in the finances, I have it by purchase tracker. So if you want to track, you know, online purchases or just like what you're spending and being more mindful of your spending, you can use the purchase tracker. Then I have a yearly overview of your finances to just see how in the year, if you want a big picture of like month to month, how does it compare? You can easily go to that page. And then you have the individual monthly finance pages, and I'll show you each of those. Okay, so here is, you know, the date, the store, the amount, notes, and you have this little section here as a tick box. Of course, for you guys who don't know, you know, if you obviously need more than this one page, you can easily add another page after this one by hitting the plus sign and put, you know, you want the page before or after, probably after, and you hit current template and it just duplicates it for you. Oops, sorry, it's not loading. But you just hit that plus sign and hit this current template, If you say after, it will add this same template after this page once you run out of room on this page. Then after that, I have the yearly overview of your finances. So, you know, what's your total income for January, expenses, savings, your debt, what's like, you know, the total amount, the total net amount that you have for that month. So the months are on this side, and then income, expenses, savings, debt, total. So just you can see your yearly, you know, how things looked over the year. And I like this layout because you can see how your income fluctuates, your expenses fluctuate, your savings fluctuate month to month, debt month to month. You can see everything really easily laid out in this format. At least I think so. So you'll see here on the side where there's the months, these are actually hyperlinked as well, just so you know. So let's say then we go to February. Of course, you have one for each of the months, but in each of the months, then you are doing an overview for that month. So here I have a monthly overview at the top. Then you list your income sources, your expenses, your savings, and that's kind of your total overview for that month. Now here in the monthlies, you can link to each of your goals, your yearly finances and schedule. And I just thought this was important because as you're tracking your monthly finances, maybe you have financial goals that you're trying to reach. And so that way you can easily jump to your goals just to see what those are. Then, you know, also, if you have, you know, want to see what your yearly look like, you can move things from the monthly over to the yearly very easily by using that hyperlink. And then the last one is, okay, well, what's going on in the month of January? Maybe that's affecting your finances, and that's why I wanted it to be linked also back to the monthly. From the monthly, you can go back to the finances again. Okay, so that's just the same for each month. This is very similar to a Printables finance bundle that I had in my shop, and I really got good feedback on it. I really liked the way that it was laid out, so I thought this might make sense for the digital planner. And so after that is each of the sections. So this is your own section that's you may want to add for yourself, and it's customized, and I wanted to have a section, of course, for you guys to add your own because obviously I don't know what everyone's custom preferences are, so this I thought would be a great way to do that. And you can jump to each of these pages. Again, at the bottom you'll see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 tabs that you can use for cover pages, and it's all linked at the bottom. So that's how you would jump between all of the various sections, and I did want to have those linked just so even though you have a custom section, you can still easily jump to that from any page in the planner. So then the last section is for templates. And so here I've included all of the various templates I mentioned earlier. So you have this little grid style. I'll just take you close. The next one is lined. It's a bit difficult to see, but I tell you, it's much easier when it's not on camera. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully you can see that and it's picking it up. It's a very light lines, and I made it very light on purpose so it doesn't overpower. This one is small dots. This one is blank. This one is like a task style with lines. This is the Cornell for studying, I think. I actually don't know how to use Cornell sheets, to be honest. I know they're very popular, but I know you do like a summary here. I don't know. Anyways, I know it's popular, so hopefully some of you guys can use it. And then kind of a 2-column design as well. So that's pretty much the overview of the planner. I've tried to make it really functional, really easy to use, you know, having everything linked, but not overly complex where if you are a beginner, like you're so overwhelmed that you don't know what to do, you don't know where to begin. Hopefully that shows through if you guys are interested in the planner or have already purchased it from the shop. And then one thing I did want to show you guys is how to date this if you guys did get the planner, because I've designed it in a way that, you know, a lot of the pages with dates, you'll see that, you know, the sizes and everything are the same, and that's on purpose so that you can easily duplicate things across. So I'm just going to show you in my dated version here how I did all of those things. So okay, let me start here actually in the yearly. So in the yearly, I'm just going to copy it and then show you. So here, let me just zoom in for you. you'll see that I dated this, and how I dated this is, if you saw my vlog, which may go before or after this, I did each number in its own text box, and you have to do this in order for it to make it easier when you're trying to copy it to the next month. So just first you have to fill out the first month and do an individual text box for each single day of the month. So after you've done 1 month, what you can do is then lasso your month, copy it, paste it over. Now you know that January ended on the Tuesday, so now you know February starts on Wednesday. So then you're going to move your 1 over to Wednesday, and then you can just easily move the rest of the days over. I'm just going to move this 1 up a little bit because I find sometimes it's hard to pick the other numbers up without also grabbing the 1, so I'm going to move the 1 back. So now you'll see, oops, I picked up the 6 by accident, but now you'll see that now I can just easily move things around to redate this for February, right? Without having to re-enter all of the numbers by itself. Okay, so then you would just shift things over, and this allows you to really quickly date all of the year. So each month of the year, okay? You just keep moving things around. I've done a good notes. I've done a reel on this on my Instagram, if you guys are following me there. So I would just copy and paste, and then move things over for each month wherever it goes, okay? So that's what I would do for the yearly. And then once you've completed all of this, it will obviously look like this. Then what you would do is then again lasso the first 3 and of course copy. And then you go to your quarterly, and this is stacked in a way that if you just paste, everything will all be lined up perfectly. So you don't need to redate it. Then you would copy the next line after that and do Q2, Q3, Q4 all really easily because you don't need to redo this. And so I've designed it like that just so I know it's kind of a pain to date it, but it also saves money because then you don't have to buy a new planner, right? And then let me just show you how you do the monthlies. It's the exact same concept. You would just go into here and do the 1 month, then copy and paste it to the next month and move things around so that you don't have to redo each of the dates. But again, remember that you have to enter the numbers for the month 1 by 1. Okay, so that way you can move things around individually, or else if they're all in one text box, it'll move everything at once. Then for the weeklies, all you need to do is lasso the week, copy, jump to that week, and when you paste here, you'll see that it will line up perfectly with the weekly dates. I mean, I've obviously already dated this one, but it will line up perfectly. The spacing is perfect so that you don't need to redate this by hand. It's already dated. And then of course, in the individual ones, you can date that on your own because it's just the 1 number, right? So that works perfectly for all of the months, of course, and the weeks. And here in each of the weeks, you'll have this little tiny calendar here up in the corner. And this might look familiar to you because again, this goes back to the yearly, where it has these calendars. Again, they're the exact same size. You copy it once and then you can paste it to all of the weeklies in each of the months because they're all the same. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I designed this, planner in mind to be able to really quickly date your planner. You can do this planner in, less than an hour. And that's kind of the dating portion. So that's the quick dating portion that I wanted to share with you, just in case anybody is really finding that dating a planner is very daunting. That's a good way to do that. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you guys is the widgets that's included in this planner. And there are 24 widgets that are included, and they're all very functional, but also meant to fit perfectly with the layouts in this planner. Of course, you could use them in any planner, but I did try to make them in mind, that the specifications align perfectly with this planner. So let me just show you them. And what you would do if you guys don't know is you get the zip file that includes all the PNG stickers or widgets. They're just PNG pictures basically. And then what you would do is unzip the file and just save them into your photos. And then you hit the little photos button there, and then you would just add in the picture. And then after you've added in, so let's say I added this, right? Then what you would do, you can just use it like this or add it in each time. But of course, that's annoying to add in your photos or add in your little stickers each time. You hit your picture and hit add element, and then you can save it somewhere. So you see that I started a new little folder called Widgets, and that's where all of my widgets from this pack is. So I'm going to show you. So I tried to name the widgets by monthly, weekly, daily so that you know which spread they perfectly fit in. But of course, they're pretty self-explanatory too. But let me show you the ones that I had meant for the monthly spread. And that was these little stickers here. And they basically have this design, so you'll be able to easily differentiate which ones these are. So they all look like this. So you have the workout one, the note one. Let me zoom you in here. To do, appointment, meeting, event, bills, birthday. And so I made these so that they could fit easily on your monthly tab or your monthly layout. When you scale it down, it would fit perfectly within your monthlies. And I just made them a little bit bigger so they stood out a little bit. And I thought that looks super cute. Okay, so those are the monthly ones. Then in the weeklies, you have these little sticky note looking stickers that look like this, and you have them in the like the task one, the lined, the grid, etc. And these fit perfectly in this little this week section. So previously it was just blank, so I thought let me make a couple stickers that could fit here in case you needed like lines or grids or whatever. So you can customize it to use this as a task. You could use, I have the bigger lines or the smaller lines depending on what you prefer. Here's like a grid one, so those are for the weeklies. Then in the dailies, I made some stickers for this little blank section. So these are these little gray ones, so tracker, memory of the day, next actions, notes, to-dos, inbox. So for example, here's the tracker one, and you could add it there, and now you have this different looking layout and you can customize it to whatever you want. So depending on what you want to use that space for, I try to create different stickers that could suit your needs. Now, can you use the different stickers on these pages as well, like the monthly and the weeklies? Of course, like you can use whatever you want, right? Like you can totally use this monthly one and add it here if it was something that you wanted to highlight. So whatever you want to use, just a little way to customize your planner. And I thought they were minimal and kind of cute. At least I think so. Okay, guys, so that is pretty much it for this planner, guys. I know it looks like there's a lot, and especially as a beginner, you might be overwhelmed, but hopefully I've kind of showed you how things work. One other way to look at all your pages is just this little four squares in the corner, and you can see how each of the pages are laid out. You can also move pages and stuff. And when I was first starting with digital planning, I found it a bit confusing too, like with all the hyperlinks. I was like, what if I just want to see where all the pages are? Well, you can use that link and just see where all the pages are. And I feel like maybe that makes it a little bit less daunting, just you kind of know what the file looks like. Yeah. Hopefully this helps. If you guys have any questions about the planner or about digital planning, especially as a beginner coming from a paper planning background, I feel you guys' hesitation and concern. So just let me know down in the comments below. I usually try to respond to all of the questions and comments. So yeah, let me know if you guys like this planner, as well as what else you would like to see from the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!